Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My next guest is a real talented comic and actor. He's currently on a show called 24-Hour Rental on Epix. Interesting description of that show. And we'll talk to him more about it. Aaron Berg is here. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, Artie. Thanks for having me.
So give me the gist of this show. This sounds interesting. 24-Hour Rental.
Yeah, it's a gangster satire about this guy. Gets kicked out of the family, tries to work his way back in. So as a front, he opens up a 24-hour rental video store.
Right.
And out of there, they sell drugs. My wife and I run an escort agency and
Nice.
like an online thing.
Are you the lead guy?
No, Romano Ozari and an old friend of yours, Michael Bean. Remember from Terminator?
Yeah.
Michael
Bean's
Bean.
in there.
Yeah,
So
right, okay.
yeah, I'm Romano's best friend. I'm the Jewish kid that he grew up with.
So you're a regular on the show.
Yeah, all
That's a
13
fun gig,
episodes.
right?
Yeah, it's great. It's
Yeah.
a dream come true. Dirty, funny.
Where'd you shoot it?
Hamilton, outside of Toronto, in Canada.
And you live here, but you're from Canada.
Yeah.
You're from Toronto.
Toronto originally.
Okay. That's a great city, Toronto. Like I said, I shot a movie there once. I lived there for 2 months shooting a movie at the Metropolitan Hotel, and I've done countless stand-up gigs there. I really love Toronto, man.
Yeah.
It's like a small, clean New York, good food,
Yeah.
good Italian food.
They've got problems now. Like,
What were you saying? The mayor?
the mayor.
I think the mayor's entertaining.
I think he's great for the city. I mean, I think it's given us street cred.
Puts it
after
on
all
the
these
map.
years.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, they hate him up there.
Do they hate him?
I think most liberals hate him, but then like.
Would he lose an election right now?
No, I think he'd win again. The suburbs love him. I mean, the blue-collar Joes love him.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Well, I mean, do you think? I mean, I don't know if you're a political guy or not. I don't know if you even know this, because a lot of political questions I have no idea about. I'm just talking about sheer popularity. Would you vote for him? Do you like him?
If I still lived in Toronto, that's an iffy question. I'm entertained by him. So, yeah, I think
What
I
else
would.
could you ask for, really, from like our new mayor, Manhattan? I'm very much on the fence with this guy. I don't know if I like him or not. I don't know if he's a boob or if he has something on the ball. He seems like, in a lot of ways, an idiot, but an unentertaining idiot. But maybe I'm wrong. It's short enough to where maybe he's smart. I don't know. What do you
He's
think?
not entertaining.
Yeah, he's very boring, right?
Yeah, I think
What do you
so.
think of the new guy here?
I think you were spoiled by Bloomberg because he became a parody of himself, and
He
was
did.
like a Shatner. You know, he just kept, he started making fun of himself.
Yeah.
I think this is going to take a couple years until this guy warms up.
He seems really nervous on camera. Like when he gets caught doing something like dumb, like that the New York media fries you about, like eating pizza with a fork. Or he seems like a deer in headlights. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know? He's not ready for that yet. But I don't know. But the Toronto mayor, as a comedian, once you get a hold of that type of material, you just got to wrap your hands around that very, very lovingly.
I always found, like, as a local, though, I would try and avoid those kind of things. Like, I would never be, if everybody else is going after the mayor, you're like, I don't want to go after the mayor.
Right,
Let's go date a stripper for a month and then make a story about that.
Well, the problem is he's given, he's not letting up with the material. I mean, the stuff he does, and it's all on tape. But that's why I say the fact that now this generation everyone has a camera.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if everyone had a camera in 1989, if all of my buddies had a camera on them in 1989, I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
There'd be stuff recorded that I just wouldn't be able to be around.
Yeah. You have to watch all the time what you're doing now.
Pretty much.
Anyone could be shooting anything.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. Now, what part of town do you live in?
Harlem.
You like it up there?
It smells like cocoa butter. It's fantastic.
And what else could you ask for in a neighborhood?
Yeah.
How long have you lived there for?
3 years.
Yeah. And you do comedy mostly on the road, or
I do. I work in the city every night, and if I'm not in the city, then I go wherever I can. I did Israel this year. Just did Japan.
You went to Israel?
Yeah.
Now, how'd you do that? For what?
I had a manager in Canada, still do, and they put together this thing where they
A tour.
Yeah, a tour, and then they were like, "We're going to take all Jewish comics," and I'm Jewish, and then they were like, "No, we don't want any Jewish comics," and then they were like, "Oh, that's
Really?
weird." So
What?
I don't know.
Odd.
They wanted to see different people's
We're touring
experience.
Israel. No Jews.
There's no Jews here. We have a list of people.
That is odd.
Yeah.
Who would suggest that?
I don't know. And then they finally let me go as a Jew, and they shot it as a documentary for CBC, which is like the big thing in
that's cool.
Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was.
Is that available to watch now?
Yeah, universal language. It's still touring like festivals and stuff like that, so it hasn't been like officially released. They did a few screenings of it, but it was great. They gave us this gig in Palestine. No one told us we were gigging in Palestine.
Oh my God.
And we went, and the host opened up. He's like, "It's great to be here in Israel." They're like, "This is not Israel." And like vapid, huge walkout. People just really offended.
He walked the room by saying it's
It
good to be here in
walked
Israel.
like about 60 people. It was an
On the
outdoor
first
gig.
line.
Yeah,
Well, that's hard to do.
yeah.
That's the thing. We don't know anything about like where you're standing. If you're from here, you could be in Palestine.
Yeah.
What the hell? It's all that's a microcosm of why that war is so ridiculous. It's all just dirt. It's the same stuff. They're fighting over just the same dirt.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that's
make
exactly it.
Doesn't make any sense. Well, that's a ballsy thing to do, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I went to Afghanistan during the war, and that was kind of crazy. Israel, though, is always unstable, unfortunately, because of what's going on over there.
I didn't feel fear, though. Like, did you feel fear when you were in Afghanistan?
Well, we were under the first 4 days. No, we were there 8 days, but then the fourth day we were under mortar attack.
Okay.
And we had to go into a bunker. So after that, we were always. But even after that, it was something about the guys, the Marines. They gave you a sense of security that I never really felt. Even though I guess I should have. It made the papers like it was a 45-minute mortar attack. They had us on their guard, and the next 4 days we stayed there. It was hard to get out of the country, but I never remember being scared. No.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I should have been. Did you ever have that at all?
No, I mean, I just did Okinawa, but there's nothing happening
It's
over
been
there.
years.
Yeah.
Okinawa, it's been years
Yeah.
since that's been. You're fine there. But it should be that way with Israel. I got to feel like that should have been resolved a long time ago. But
Yeah.
it hasn't been. That's the problem. It hasn't.
There's so much division in that country and so much racism
Very
amongst
scary.
races.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Like on a different level
Yeah.
than we even know here.
Yeah.
Like, did you encounter any of that personally?
I mean, no, we offended people, but you
Well, that's
know.
a comic's job.
Yeah, yeah. We had a lot of people really ticked off, but I never felt unsafe. I think you're just like embracing the whole experience. Be like, if I die, there's worse ways to go
It's a great
down.
way to go, as a matter of fact, because you look like a hero.
Yeah, and there's a documentary being shot
That's what
about it.
I always said to my mother. My mother was all a little scared. I went to Afghanistan. Mom, if I die doing this, it'd be horrible to die playing like the Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio. This. I was in Afghanistan. He died a hero. Blah blah blah.
Entertaining 14 people in a tent. He's a martyr.
Under mortar attack. Did the people producing the gig? Did they give you subjects you could not touch in your material?
No, I mean, I've always been a really dirty dude, so I think most of the time when they take me on these things, they're like, do what you. I'm not. I've never done a corporate. Like I'm just that guy that's like I can't. My mind doesn't think like that.
But
It's probably
I'm not even talking
laziness.
about cursing. I'm just talking about a subject in general, like political or anything like that.
I think they wanted us to avoid that, but as comics, you tell them don't do this. That's the first thing that
Right.
we're gonna do. So
Right,
that's
exactly.
we had people really upset, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've told a story. David Tell was one of the comics I was on the tour with in Afghanistan, and one of the subjects we couldn't talk about was masturbating. They said under no circumstances can you talk about masturbating. So you talk about a typical rebellious comic. We all said, okay, we won't talk about that. And we went out.
Wait, what? Why would they not want you to talk about masturbating?
I guess they never really fully explained it. We were just told, look, there's no argument
Was
here.
it they just had
They don't want the
too
soldiers.
much
They don't want the
masturbating
soldiers
going
thinking
on?
about that. Yeah, I
They
guess.
wanted to dissuade them from just
I guess they didn't want the subject brought up
whacking it
for some
right there?
reason. Yeah,
while watching.
I guess.
That just seems bizarre,
So
doesn't it?
David Tell's first joke was, okay, like we can't talk about masturbating. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to talk about it. But I would like to talk about this time I had sex with a sock with shampoo in it. And that's the way, but you're right. Like comics will be rebellious. And it didn't make any sense, John. You're right. You could argue until you're red in the face, but like, no, you just can't do it,
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe they don't want them expending energy.
Or just like anything because they're around women and everything, like they don't want any.
well.
I don't know. Just anything sexual like that. I don't know. But we could talk about sex.
I did the Marine base in Okinawa, and they let us go wherever we wanted to go.
Right.
Wherever we wanted to go.
Well,
like they give you a list of like, don't talk about the president, don't talk about sexuality.
That was big. The president was big.
Yeah. And then as soon as we got on stage, they eat the stuff up. But it's one of those things where they're like, please don't do this. And then you do it and the crowd loves it. And then they're like, oh, I guess it's okay.
Well, that's the big thing at corporate gigs or even like college gigs. They'll tell you, the political correctness at college gigs now. They go, listen, these are college students. They're a little more cerebral. Don't do your like lowbrow stuff. And that's all they want is lowbrow.
Yeah.
That's all a 19-year-old wants is like,
You still do colleges?
I've done some of them. Yeah.
Wow.
If the pay's good, yeah, sure. Yeah. Sometimes they come up with some good scratch.
Yeah.
But they always have a list of things you can't do. And you're right. If the audience starts to laugh, you can go out the window.
Yeah.
Because then you're getting paid.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get this job on the TV show? Where do you audition for that?
I was here. I was in New York, and then I heard about this thing, and I talked to my agent. I was like, I really want to go out for this. They wouldn't see me. And then I said, get the director to come watch me do stand-up, because then I thought it was because they'd see me be comfortable with that kind of language. Yeah, they don't want to see you. So it was a fight, and then I got in the room. I had to go up to Toronto to do it. I came back to New York, nothing. And then like a month later, they're like, they want to see you again. Can you fly back on Wednesday? I said, all right. And I'm about to book a flight. And they said they changed their mind. Don't bother. And then a week later, they called and they're like, they want to see you again. I went back, and then I got this thing.
That's how it works, right?
It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Do you get mad at your agent after a series of events like that, where you go like you were wrong the entire time?
I think by that point, you're just happy to have a gig. I mean, that's how I was. I was like, I'm just happy to be working at this point.
Have you ever done anything else in television, like where you were a regular on stuff?
No. I mean, I've done decent sized parts in movies and stuff like that, but it was
what film you been?
Boondock Saints 2.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Yeah, they get a big cult following.
No, it
from
is.
that.
No, absolutely, yeah.
They're doing the third one right now. He just started writing the third one.
You gonna do that too?
I got shot in the second one.
Damn it!
Yeah,
you're like Sonny Corleone.
Yeah, maybe they'll bring me back.
Maybe be in a flashback like Sonny Corleone.
Yeah. And then what else? I did a good movie years ago called The Lookout with Joseph Gordon-Levitt before he ever took off.
That's big.
He's
a big deal.
What is he? He's the guy from
Third
what did he
Rock,
get big from?
Third Rock. From
right,
the Sun.
exactly, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And now
he's a real big deal.
He's a real
What was
big
he
deal
in? He
now.
was in what was he just Batman?
Don John.
Batman. He was in The Dark Knight Rising.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's good.
What else? Detroit
you
Rock
laughing at?
City. What's this? Watching Falls.
He laughs at them falling. Isn't that terrible? And he laughs at their dreams being shattered.
When I see someone get hit that hard, it makes me laugh. Sorry.
Slapstick
That
at
was
the
a
highest
really
level.
bad one. That was a really bad. And she's standing. That's good. I mean,
So you don't take it to the other part where you hope they're paralyzed.
No, my initial response was that I started laughing, and then I felt bad because she stayed down on the slope for a while. She seemed stunned. I mean, it looked like she landed on her face.
I hate to disappoint you, but it looks like she's going to be fine.
Yeah, her parents are so upset.
Those are some good scores. That's not the same woman,
led
right?
to this moment.
Is that the same girl?
You're worthless.
Yeah, maybe, John, you'll
We
be
should
happy.
have drowned you.
What Aaron's talking about, you'll be happy when their parents are yelling at them later. You suck!
Yeah.
Your younger sister was even more deformed than you. We're deforming her even worse with steroids and weightlifting.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll do something for the family. All right, I got to take a break. Back into this. Aaron Berg is here from 24 Hour Rental. Back into this.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.